Hey everybody, it's Amanda Rieger Green coming to you with a short video about the planets that are in retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde on April 29th. Most people are familiar with Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the planet of communication. And so when Mercury is retrograde, usually there's issues with communication, transportation, delays, IT issues, because that's really what Mercury governs. But what's really cool about this time is it's been 10 years since 5 planets have been retrograde. And when a planet goes retrograde, it doesn't actually turn around and move backwards, but from the perspective of Earth, the way that it orbits, it looks like it's moving backwards. So what happens is whatever energy that the planet emits is all of a sudden turned inward. So it's a very introspective time. And with 5 planets in retrograde, all of the energy and the characteristics that each planet really personifies starts to turn inward. So for example, Mercury is communication. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth. We also have Mars in retrograde. Mars is the planet of force, of energy, of forward momentum. Then we have Saturn, which is the planet of time. And last but not least, we have Jupiter, which is the planet of growth and expansion. So all of those things are turning inward, and those attributes. So it's a really good time for self-reflection. The planets, all 5 planets will be in retrograde for the next 3 weeks. And then once Mercury comes out of retrograde, it'll be the 4 remaining planets. But just know that during this time, you may feel a little withdrawn, a little bit reserved, because it is an introspective time. So I got to thinking about this, and this conversation just keeps coming up, and I keep getting it channeled. This information keeps coming to me from my guides, from messages from Spirit that come to me on a daily basis. And a good way to counterbalance all of this internal momentum and this internal energy is to get outside of yourself. You know, and the best way to do that is a couple of ways. One is just to figure out what you're grateful for and identify those sorts of things. Additionally, also to be of service. You know, how can you help someone else? And when you get up in the morning, possibly setting your intentions around being of service to others. You know, for me, oftentimes when I get outside of myself, you know, if I'm in my head, you know, what's something we like to call the magic magnifying mind. You know, if I'm in my head and overthinking things or future tripping, you know, I mean, all of a sudden I come up with all these outcomes that are just, you know, very, very mythical, and they don't play out the way that I think they're going to. A lot of times for me, it's just getting outside of myself and reaching out to someone else and asking how I can be of service or how I can be of help. So anyway, this week, you know, really try to get outside of yourself for the next couple of weeks moving forward as well. I thought about it, and a good crystal that might go with that is rose quartz. Rose quartz is a heart chakra crystal, and it really focuses on opening up the heart. So in this introspective time, when you get outside of yourself and you connect with other people, it's an opportunity for expansion and opening of the heart. So with all the internal changes, rewiring, and growth going on in the retrogrades, when you do get outside of yourself and you do make those sweet connections, it's a huge opportunity to grow. So take care, step into your truth, stand in your light, and have a fabulous week. Namaste.